Hey guys, it's Mike Chen. In this video, I'm heading to a place in Japan that I haven't been to in a long time. I'm heading back to Japan's Costco. Last time I was there, only really tried the cafe stuff, some sushi. This time, I'm able to bring the food home. I got a microwave, a stove. So we're gonna cook up some Japanese Costco food. And before doing that, I just wanna give a big thank you and shout out to the sponsor of this video, Surfshark VPN. Surfshark VPN is something I've been using for several years now. It's the only app I keep running on my phone, my laptop, and I keep running for several reasons. First of all, so much of our personal information is online and there's a lot of people trying to get access to it. There's data aggregators who's trying to collect your personal information to sell to marketing companies. Then you got people with more malicious intent trying to gain access to something like your email. So Surfshark VPN, which is a virtual private network, and what that does is that it hides my IP, it encrypts and secures my personal information before it goes over the internet. So people who you really don't want having access to your private info, they're not gonna have access to it. And if someone is trying to gain access to something like your email, Surfshark has something called Surfshark Alerts, and you will be notified right away. And this is especially true whenever you're out and about at cafes, airports, train stations, and you're connecting to some private Wi-Fi. These are usually not very secure at all, and they are great opportunities for people to gain access to your private info. Another reason I keep Surfshark running is because I travel abroad a lot, and if I want to have continuous, no interrupted access to things like US streaming services, so I don't miss my favorite TV shows or movies, or, and I mentioned before, a lot of major US websites don't even function when you're trying to access it from abroad. So what you can use Surfshark VPN to do is that you can change your digital location back to the US, and it's like you never left digitally. So when I am traveling abroad just to pay my bills, my mortgage, I use Surfshark VPN for that. And like I mentioned, I just keep it running in the background. It's extremely fast. I don't even notice it's on, but it gives me peace of mind for less than a cup of coffee a day. So if you want to give it a try, go to my link down below, use my promo code DUMPLING, and you'll get 4 extra months. All right, see you at Costco. Hey guys, good morning. It's Mike Chen here in Tokyo. One place I haven't been back to for a while here in Japan is the local Costco, and I hear there's some amazing stuff inside. Let's go check it out. I love going around to all the local Costcos around the world, and I remember the last time I was here, the food at the food court was really unique. They had a ton of sushi that was incredible. This Costco just opened, is full of people on a weekday. What? This is an air purifier table. This is a giant skeleton. It's giant. Is Canada pork superior? I don't know. This is all Canada pork right here. For shabu, for barbecue, everything, Canada pork. It's interesting because I'm pretty sure in Canada, everybody buys Japanese pork, but in Japan, everybody buys Canada pork. Also, I think it's maybe camping season here in Japan. Look at the size of this tent. I'm pretty sure you can fit like 20 people in here. Oh, look, it's a little Miffy bed. Key lime pies and tiramisu. Look at this, mini steamed cakes. Look at this, pre-made pancakes. They look pretty darn good too. Oh, look at these giant madeleines. Wow. This is a ginormous cheese tart. I thought this was a cheesecake. No, this is a cheese tart. The chicken section, there's chicken wings, there's whole roasted chicken. Then there's this beef, pepper, garlic fried rice. This chocolate mousse looks really good. Assorted mini mousse bites. New item, mala pork. There's beef yakiniku, quesadillas, ribs. Oh, look at this. What is this? Crab pinwheel lasagna. Wow. This giant package of noodles looks good. Hawaiian garlic shrimp. The pizza, of course, looks good. Look at this. Giant pepperoni, giant slices of bacon, and of course, the sushi sashimi. I remember this well. 3,600 yen. This is such a good deal, at least compared to what I was looking at price-wise at Tsukiji this morning. Oh my gosh, this is pretty. Look at this giant chirashi bowl. There's also poke, marinated seafood, mackerel, ground tuna, uni packed in salt water from Hokkaido, giant scallops. Holy moly, this seafood section is probably the greatest of all the Costcos in the world. And it's not over. This whole section, this is all seafood as well. Oh my gosh. There's mackerel, squid, there's giant scallops. Never seen a sample like this at any Costco ever. So this is a giant piece of mackerel and it's soaked in vinegar and kelp. Oh, that's so good. A little vinegary, definitely get the umami from the kelp. So this aisle, there's meatballs, there's char siu, hashed beef. What is this? I found a sample for the Canada pork. Fatty, juicy, very clean tasting. Pretty good pork, Canada. I'm hanging around the mala pork sample station because last time the samples were ready, there was just a line of 50 people. So I'm gonna be first in the line, just wait for the sample. I really wanna try this. I don't think I can get this because it's just so much pork, but I wanna try it. Arigatou gozaimasu. I think this is the first time I ever waited for a sample to cook at Costco. Oh, that's delicious. I've never seen a Sichuan style pork belly before. It's fantastic. Oh, it tastes the peppercorn, it's spicy, it's numbing, goes perfect with that rich, porky fat. Yeah, I'll stay in Japan longer, get a whole container of that. Wow, the frozen ramen aisles looks great. So this is frozen ippudo ramen. I've had instant ippudo ramen, never had frozen one before. Wow, these instant noodles look amazing. Look at this. Scallion Sichuan pepper noodles. This is, what is this, 3 types? And Sichuan dandan noodle, Pokemon noodle. So each box has 5 different types of udon. This is definitely more than enough food for the next day or so. So here's some unique food items on the cafe side. This is pineapple and Hokkaido milk soft serve. And it is phenomenal. And you definitely taste that ultra rich milky flavor of the Hokkaido milk. The pineapple really balances out the richness of the Hokkaido cream. This is great. This, I have no idea what this is. This is some kind of smoothie? It's like a yuzu slush, very citrusy. Oh, that's super tart. I bet this will go really good with the pizza. This is interesting. This is a Portuguese bean soup, I think they said. And inside bean sausage. This is so good. Yeah. The broth is so light and delicious. The sausage is snappy and smoky. There's cabbage in here, there's beans. It's a really comforting bowl of soup. Chock full of delicious ingredients. It's hearty, it's satisfying. Oh, this is so good. Also, I just had to get this. A combo pizza. Look at all the stuff they have on here. Onions, peppers, olives, pepperoni, sausage. I always forget how giant Costco pizzas are. Oh my gosh, this is heavy to lift. They added oyster mushrooms to this too. Pretty much everything you want in life is on this slice of pizza. I think the only time I was at a Costco more busy than this was in Australia. And this right now, this is a Wednesday morning. I went in as soon as it opened and this place was jam-packed for a good reason. I mean, tons of delicious samples. Everything I tasted was delicious. I can't wait to go home and try out everything I got. And I gotta hurry to get home because I got sushi sitting in my bag. I'm just gonna eat a couple more items and then save the rest for dinner and then breakfast tomorrow. So this is the beef pepper garlic rice, and it's made with USDA choice beef. This thing was pretty hot at Costco. By the time I got it back home, it was a little lukewarm. I can't even pop the thing into the microwave because it's so big. And as soon as I open it up, you can definitely smell the garlic in the fried rice. Not bad. Fried rice is garlicky. I thought the beef wasn't gonna be that tender. I was wrong. That beef is all sorts of tender. It's also very garlicky and they got a good amount of fat. And a lot of the pieces of beef they have in that dish, and even the pieces without a lot of fat, tender as can be. Yeah, that beef absolutely carries this fried rice. I mean, the fried rice, like I said, is garlicky, but that's about it. When you eat it with the beef dough, that's a whole different story. I'd say just the rice itself, maybe a 7, 7.5. With the beef, solid 8. This is a Costco size sandwich. This is their roast pork sandwich. Look at this. Focaccia bread seasoned beautifully. See all the herbs on the outside? Then lettuce, tomatoes, and look at this. Thin slices of roast pork. And you can see all the fat in this pork as well. Look at this. That is a beautiful slice of pork. A ton of fat coursing through every single piece. This is a really good sandwich. I think it would be better if the bread was toasted. The flavor is delicious. The seasoning, everything on point. I just feel the texture could be a little better. The lettuce is good. Tomato is very, very zesty. Thin slices of pork are absolutely wonderful. Every single bite is tender, it's savory, it's nice and fatty. It's a solid sandwich, and it's also a fantastic value for the size of the sandwich. I think if this is somehow toasted, it'd just be so much better. Because right now, I feel like the bread is the weakest part of the sandwich. Anyway, not a bad lunch so far. We can go out, walk around, enjoy the sun before it starts raining, and I'll see you guys for dinner. It's dinner time, and check this out. 48 pieces. There's salmon, scallop, tuna, more salmon, amberjack, what looks like seared tuna. There's ebi, there's squid, there's chopped tuna rolls, there's tamago, and every single piece here looks at least double the size what a typical nigiri will look like pretty much everywhere else. A little soy sauce, wasabi, let's eat. And I know I had this last time I was at Costco. You just can't pass this up. I mean, 48 pieces for about 24 US dollars. So about 50 cents a piece. 50 cents for a giant piece of sushi. That is an absolute incredible deal. I'm just gonna start with this, the chopped tuna roll. I mean, just look at the size of this thing. I just had a chopped tuna roll a couple days ago, and it might even be a third the size of this. That's incredible. The rice is good. The tuna is so melty and delicious. Yeah, cheap, fresh, and freaking delicious. The squid, I mean, just the size of each piece of this. Also, I feel like the last time I ate this, I just started trying sushi. I feel like many years later, I'm able to taste this and enjoy this much more now. The squid is sweet and snappy, and look at the size of this shrimp. Oh, that's awesome. Even though you get a giant chunk of rice with the fish, the rice is really, really good. And the ebi is just incredibly sweet. I'm really excited for this. The seared tuna. I feel like I'm eating this in a land of giants. It's just so big. Nice sear. Inside, so tender. Amberjack. If you've never had amberjack before, it's incredibly buttery. It doesn't have that fatty marble flavor like a fatty tuna. It's just really tender with a fantastic butteriness to it without it being too buttery. I think I like that more than the seared tuna. And speaking of fatty pieces, oh, this is gonna be really fatty here. That is some melt in your mouth salmon. That's so fatty and nice. That whole thing just dissolves on your tongue. The tuna, just as tender, a lot less fat. And this is the sweetest piece right here. The scallop, oh man, this is one of my favorites. Again, this is a ginormous scallop. This thing, all sorts of tender and all sorts of sweet. The more you chew, the more that beautiful natural sweetness showcases itself. It's just so incredible because I'm walking around Tsukiji, and for the same price as this tray of delicious fresh sushi, you'll probably get a fraction of what you'll get here. Something else I want to try is this giant chirashi bowl. And this thing is not only big, it's so beautiful. There's ikura, there's salmon, there's ebi, there's tuna, some squid. All right, let's start eating this. Get some tuna, some shrimp, some ikura. Oh my God, this is out of this world. All the ingredients here, ridiculously fresh. The salmon is melting in your mouth. You got the nice snappy texture from the squid. The shrimp is just so sweet and tender. You got that nice rich fattiness from the salmon, slight crunch from the scallions and the toasted sesame seeds. This giant chirashi bowl, 3,500 yen, so 25 bucks. This thing weighs maybe 2 to 3 pounds. What a deal for the sushi plate and for this chirashi plate. I mean, if they sold these two things at these prices in the US, you would never be able to keep this in stock. Yeah, I think dinner for me tonight is just gonna be this. This is a lot of food. And for me, not only does this taste so good, knowing that something equivalent to this would probably sell for maybe 5 times the price halfway down the block makes it taste even better. Yeah, this is gonna be dinner tonight. The rest of the stuff, I'll finish tomorrow. About 6 o'clock in the morning, a very rainy day here in Tsukiji. Luckily, got a ton of Costco food. So I'm only gonna eat a couple things for breakfast because everything from Costco is ginormous. First one is soba with chashu, some scallions, onions, some soft boiled eggs. And this chashu looks to be just supremely thick, fatty, juicy, and tender. Look at this thing. Just trying to pick this up with my chopstick is difficult. All I gotta do is microwave it for about total 15 minutes and it's ready to go. All right, let's try this. Ooh. That chashu flavor has definitely steeped into the noodles. It tastes like really good, fatty, porky, stir-fried soba noodles. And the noodles actually really chewy and springy. Great texture. Try a piece of this chashu. That's some of the most tender chashu in the land of ramen. And it's from Costco. It's easy squeeze with a chopstick and it's just falling apart. I just bit into a very lean piece. Even that melts in your mouth. And that goes so well with the noodles. Chase it with an egg. Those eggs are better than perfect. Ridiculously creamy yolk. You can actually taste the vinegar in the yolk. That really adds to that umami flavor. I'm already almost halfway through this. This is a fantastic buy from Costco. I forgot how much this is, but nothing was really expensive. The chashu, the eggs, the noodles, everything, top notch. I'm definitely surprised by this. So this is called hashed beef. I got it, one, because it looks interesting, and two, it's really hard to get from Costco to this hotel. So it's hard for me to try too many things that are overly big, and this was like one of the smallest things I've ever seen at Costco. So it looks like fatty beef in some sort of curry. You really do need to eat this over rice, and luckily I keep a bunch of emergency rice laying around for just such an occasion. Let's try this. It's so good. Wow. Oh, that flavor just keeps coming at you. I haven't even taken a bite of that beef yet. Just that curry alone straight up clocked me in the taste buds. Wow. That's a make you want to close your eyes and savor the moment kind of bite. So it's a tomato-based gravy, and whatever tomatoes they're using, it's fantastic. It's sweet, but not overly acidic. Then there's the crunch from the onions, the melt in your mouth fatty beef, which is all swimming around in this deep, rich, extremely flavorful gravy. I mean, when you first take a bite, you get the notes of the tomato, but as you keep chewing, the tomato element becomes sweeter and sweeter, and then that beefy, fatty, rich umami flavor takes over. Then with a little crunch from the onions, if I lived in Japan, I would keep this in a freezer when you don't want to go outside like today when it's just pouring out. The hashed beef cooks in 2 minutes, rice cooks in less than 1. It's a fantastic, fantastic meal. That flavor is just sublime. It's all about the tomatoes. It's the star of the show. I'm so happy with this. Yeah, I think that's definitely it for breakfast. I'm gonna finish this, finish the noodles, and I think I'm pretty good till probably dinner. Okay, dinner, course number 1, this is seafood ajillo. And to cook this, toss some butter in the pan, throw the rosemary in, the garlic, throw the rest of the ingredients in, which includes a lot of butter. So there is a lot of garlic, a lot of butter in this dish. There's also shrimp, clams, mussels, there's octopus, tons of mushrooms and peppers. This is really good. A couple of different types of mushrooms in here. There's oyster mushrooms, there's button mushrooms, there's shrimp. Slightly sweet, really buttery and garlicky. Octopus is actually really nice and snappy and tender. The clams are good. Mussels, not bad. Flavor-wise, like I said, it's garlicky, it's buttery, a little smoky from the peppers they put in here. You taste the olive oil, the olives. I really, really like how the mushrooms turn out. I think mushrooms and the octopus, favorite items in this dish. Also, for about 20 bucks, you're getting a lot of seafood. Let's eat this with some noodles. So I got this box of instant noodles. These are all Thai instant noodles. 3 different flavors. There's tom yum, there's green curry, and there's khao soi. And when you open these, they actually got a lot of seasoning packs and oils inside. So this looks really good. Takes about 4 minutes to cook. Let's try the khao soi first. Okay, this thing smells really coconutty. Ooh, look at this. It's a little shrimp in here as well. Wow, this is amazing. I did not think it was gonna taste this good. It's coconutty. It's really spicy. A little sweet. The broth is definitely soupy, but it's got really nice deep flavors. The little pieces of shrimp in here are amazing. This is instant noodle khao soi. It's fantastic. The coconut milk, the curry, the heat, you taste all of it. The flavors are deep. Chase this with some of my shrimp from my seafood plate. Oh, that works. That works really, really well. These are just perfect with a plate of seafood because all these Thai noodles all have seafoody elements in them, especially shrimp. I can't believe how good this is. These are absolute 10 out of 10 instant noodles. The next one is green curry. Yeah. Just like the khao soi, you definitely taste the coconut in this green curry. Of course, you got the heat, the umami. These are just the most perfect noodles for the seafood dish. Ah, such a pleasant surprise. Okay, the last noodle. This, I'm trying to save the best for last. What I think is the best. This is tom yum. This is the best one. Wow, I feel that heat just go from the tip of my tongue all the way down to my throat right here. There's a lot of heat in this tom yum. It tastes just like a restaurant tom yum. It's citrusy, it's spicy, it's packed full of umami. You taste the shrimpy flavor in the soup as well. The heat level I think is perfect. It's just enough to hurt you, but not do any damage. I think this is better than some tom yum soups I've had at restaurants. Every single sip is a blast of citrusy heat and pure, deep, rich umami flavor. Especially with slurper with some noodles. I'm gonna be taking a lot of this stuff home. Oh, this is so good. I think that's good for dinner. I just got 2 more things to try. Save that when I get hungry later. Late dinner time, my last 2 Costco food items. I'm so excited for this. Frozen Ippudo ramen. Like I said, I've tried the instant Ippudo ramen. Never tried the frozen one before. Plus, for dessert, these little moose bites. So when you open up the Ippudo ramen, they give you frozen uncooked noodles in a sauce pack. And I have it cooking up right behind me. So there's also a sauce pack that you just mix with water and you can make your soup as concentrated as you want. Yeah, that is first of all pretty concentrated flavor. Secondly, it is smoky. I don't even remember Ippudo being this smoky. This is crazy good. The noodles came out super al dente and chewy, very elasticy texture. Grabs onto that soup very well, and that soup is phenomenal. It's definitely very porky and rich. You'll definitely need to grab like other stuff from Costco to go with this ramen. You need some chashu for sure. Maybe some scallion, soft-boiled egg. But this on its own, extremely delicious. If you pair this up with that amazing chashu I got from the package of noodles, which I think also came from Costco, this will be completely off the hook. So this mini, assorted mini moose bites, there's a lot of different varieties in here. So the first 3, I think is raspberry, lemon, and passion fruit with a little cake on the bottom. Oh man, this is amazing. This one's raspberry. Layer of raspberry jam on top, a layer of soft, pillowy cheesecake with a fluffy cake on the bottom. Wow, it's so soft. It's like biting into a little raspberry cloud. That's easily a 1-biter. I think this is the passion fruit. Oh, this one's very tart. This is more tart than the raspberry one. That might be a little too much for me. Lemon. It is very citrusy. If you love a really citrusy Fida dessert, very sour, very make your mouth pucker up kind of dessert, that is it. My favorite is raspberry. It's the least sour of them all. And I love the cheesecake and the cake bottom, but wow, these are extreme. I think I'm gonna like the chocolate ones better. As soon as I open this up, I smell the chocolate. Okay. On the top, a layer of dark chocolate ganache. In the middle, chocolate mousse on top of that same fluffy, light cake. I think I'm gonna be sitting here eating all this in one go. I think some of my favorite Costco items here in Japan, definitely love the sushi, especially how economical it is. The Thai instant noodles, whatever I don't eat here, I'm definitely taking it back. Oh, and that tray of noodles with the melt in your mouth chashu, I think that might be my favorite thing overall. That's like chashu that you don't even find a lot in ramen restaurants, but you'll find it in Costco in Japan. Last time I filmed the Costco video here in Japan, I just ate at a cafe in Costco, that's about it. Here I was able to do more of a deep dive. There's so many good things here. So if you are ever traveling in Japan, you wanna save some money on food, Costco is a really good option. And that wraps up another Costco review. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Until we eat again, see you later.